Hi, Adrian Fry here from TrueFit Golf Academy, head professional here, and I just really want to show you some of the things that you can learn as an amateur golfer or a club player from some of the elite players we teach here at the academy. So we're very lucky we teach a broad spectrum of players, but these two particular players I coach, one on the left here, James Robinson, is a Challenge Tour player, been a very good amateur Europro winner and competing on the Challenge Tour. And this swing is a culmination of many years' work, but it's a really good looking golf swing. And you could say about the golf swing's simple. All you've got to do is turn your body and swing your arms, and if you let the ball get in the way of that, there's a good chance. But obviously you do need to start with good pre-swing fundamentals, i.e. the grip, the setup, the posture. But a couple of things here I really want you to be aware of is in terms of the body angles. If I said to you need to swing or turn in your own space, you can see that James here is turning without his posture changing, and again changing very little here through the impact zone and then up into the finish. As I said, so turn your body, swing your arms, but you have to turn your body in a very particular way and swing your arms and the club in a very particular arc and fashion. In this case I've just used the plane line there as a reference for his shaft plane, so we can see the relationship of that as he swings. So in the takeaway, a nice one-piece takeaway here, very quiet, no manipulation with the hands, and the hands just move in a little corridor, so the path of the hands will definitely influence the path of the club. Then he's going to hinge and create some leverage, and you'll notice now he's just setting this on plane, pointing it down at the object he's trying to hit, so he's aligning it basically for the blow. And then as it continues, the club face is nice and square here and points back, and if you had a torch in the end of this club facing back at us, it'd be pointing back at the camera, or an extension of the line here that the ball's on. So this is a very purist golf swing, if you like. Gets the club into a really nice position, very stable, supported, and what this allows him to do is unwind nice and smoothly, and you can see here the club's just dropping parallel here to the original plane, and it floats down. The rotation his body is creating here is multiplying the centrifugal force and the leverage created by his wrists and arms. So he's getting this club into the slot, as we call it, or Hogan called it, and that allows him just to turn and deliver it. But what it allows him to do is produce a very consistent, repetitive neutral arc. And what's particularly important to these players, particularly top players who swing at high speed, is that they want a stable club face. They don't really want this club face whipping over. They really need the rate of rotation, the rate that face is squaring up, to be nice and smooth, so it consistently squares up, thus hitting that ball on line and really not hitting many errant shots. And James is particularly good at this and squares it up, so his numbers, he's very good through the ball, and is a very consistent, accurate ball striker. On that strength, he played with another Challenge Tour player here, Scott Arnold, Australian leading player in Australia amateur, is now on Challenge Tour, and Scott had actually played with James in an event in Denmark and was impressed with the way he was swinging it and his control of the ball. So he'd approached me to see if we could work on his swing. This is his old swing, and in this instance here you can see Scott is a little steeper in his backswing, whereas James is kind of more bob on plane. Scott tends to get the club a little bit behind him, so you'll notice the shaft is climbing up a little steeper. So in this instance it's a bit more inside the plane, and if we use that same analogy, if he had a torch here facing out the back of the club, or a laser, you can see it's across the line, so the club's off plane here, it's off line. And in fairness, Scott's very aware of this, or was, and then he knew he had to reroute it slightly back, often left his arms and hands a little bit late, and then that involved him using a lot more hand action than he really wanted to through impact. And he came explaining to me that he was very rolly, and you can see the club face here has a lot more rotation in it. And having played with James, he was particularly impressed with how quiet he was through the ball and really wanted to tidy that area of the golf swing up. I'm pleased to say that I was able to help him, and after various drills and a bit of work and several lessons, we're now able to get to a golf swing that looks like this. So now you can see the club's a little bit more on plane and up out in front of him, and now you can see the club is set a lot more parallel to this plane and set on target. It's falling on target. He's just going out of view, but it's falling on target. From here, he's then able to drop it right back down. The plane a lot quieter, synchronise his arm swing and his body turn together, but again culminating in this nice quiet club face. So you can see through impact here now, the rotation of this face is just squaring to the arc, just coming round. And I'm very pleased to say that with those changes, Scott actually won the qualifying, or the final qualifying for the Open at Hillside Golf Club last week, and that means he's actually teeing it up in the Open Championship at St Andrews. So I hope he's going to be one of the leading Australian Antipodean players. He's certainly got the talent and the ball striking ability, and certainly James has helped him there, spurred him on. And both of these guys, if you want to watch them on the Challenge Tour, and I'm sure they're going to continue to have very successful careers. So remember, going to turn the body, swing the arms, but they have to be swung in very specific areas or corridors, which I hope, if you pay us a visit down here at TrueFit Golf Academy, we will be able to help you.